Hi, welcome to Google Challenge number 7. As you can see, we're already signed into the Google Classroom, and Google Challenge number 7 is posted as an announcement with a Google Doc as an attachment, so there won't be any turning it in for this assignment. I'm going to press on the Google Challenge number 7 to open up the doc to see what we have to do. And as we can see right away, what we're doing today is setting up a Google form for tomorrow's challenge. We're going to use that form to gather information about learning skills on students in our classroom. There are 3 things that we need to do today. The first thing that we need to do is we need to create a spreadsheet with a class list inside of it. So we're going to open up a spreadsheet and we're going to create a class list. The next thing that we need to do is we need to create or start our Google form that we're going to be completing tomorrow, but we need to start it today. The third thing that we're going to do is we're going to be enabling an add-on to our Google form so that we can easily fill out our class list inside of our Google form. So essentially what we're doing is we're creating a spreadsheet with student names, and then we're going to use those student names to be pulled in using the add-on into our Google form. So let's get started here. First thing I need to do is create that spreadsheet. So I'm going to hop over to Google Drive. I'm going to go into our GC binder, and I'm going to start by pressing New and create a new Google Sheet. You'll see that when it first opens up, by default it's untitled, so I'm just going to give it a title. And because we're creating a class list, I'm just going to call it Class List in the School Year. Just by simply looking at Google Sheets, we can see that it looks very familiar to any other type of spreadsheet software, and it performs just the same. You can manipulate the data inside of it, you can arrange it, you can use conditional formatting. We're going to be learning a little bit more about Google Sheets in a later challenge. So to start getting my class list down here, I'm going to just be working in the one column, and I need to create a header. So for this header, we're going to call it Student Names. And then underneath it, in the next few rows, I'm just going to list out my students. It's very important that as you're listing out your student names for your class list, that you keep them all within the first column. Don't put first name and then last name in the second column. For the add-on to work properly, they all need to be in the same column. Next thing that we need to do is we need to start creating our form. So again, I'm going to hop back over to our binder, and we can see our spreadsheets in there now, but I'm going to start by next step is to create the form. So I'll press New. Google Forms isn't there, but it is under the More option. So I'll press More, and the first one is Google Forms. Press on it. So again, by default, it's untitled. So I'm just going to give it a title, and we're creating a learning skills form here. So the format we'd like you to follow for the challenge is to title your Google form Learning Skills and then your name. And you'll see that when we did that, it also puts the title of the form down here. The very first question that we're going to add to our Google form is our class list, because we want a drop-down menu of our student names so that whenever we go to complete the form later on with all the learning skills information, we have the choice to choose which student we're talking about. So right now I'm just going to click on Untitled Question, and we can see that it's multiple choice. So I'm just going to press this little drop-down menu, and I'm going to choose checkboxes. Okay, so now it's going to be a checkbox question. The next thing that we want to do is we're going to enable an add-on called Form Ranger. And what Form Ranger is going to do is it's going to take the information from this spreadsheet, so all our student names, and it's going to take them and plug them into the Google form so that if we ever want to create a form throughout the school year, we don't always have to type in our student names. This add-on will just copy that information into the form. So back to the Google form. And to get the add-on, we're going to press these 3 little dots, and we have the option to get add-ons. So I'll press add-ons, and we're going to search for Form Ranger. Press enter, and we can see Form Ranger is the first one that pops up. It's a free add-on. Press on the word free, and then you get a pop-up that's going to ask for permission to use your Google account so that the add-on can run. We have to allow that. So we'll just scroll down and we're going to press allow. Once we've enabled the add-on, we can see that there's a little add-on button up at the top now, and we're going to run the add-on Form Ranger. So I'm going to press on it, and we can see here's Form Ranger, so I'm going to click on it. And it's asking us if we want to start it, so we do want to start Form Ranger. And anytime you run an add-on, it's going to run beside the program that you're in. Add-ons can be added to Google Forms, as we just did, also Google Sheets and Google Docs. Add-ons are basically these extra little features that you can add into those programs that will help you perform more functions. They'll do more than the software can do on its own. So what we have to do now is we have to tell Form Ranger to go get the student names and put them into this question. So to do that, we're just going to put a little checkbox here in populate from a values list, and we're going to create a new values list. So right now what we have to do is we have to choose the Google Sheet that we just made. So we have to look for it, and we can see that class list is right here. We're going to press on it and then select. It's saying select your column header, so student names is our column header. We're going to press next. It says give this value list a name. So if you want to use it in the future, you can just call it student names. And we're going to save and populate the question. And we can see that Form Ranger has already put in the student names for us. So it was a little bit of work firsthand to do, but if we ever want to create a form later on in the school year with all of our students in it, we don't have to type them in every single time. We can just use Form Ranger to populate the list for us. I can see that the question 1 is still untitled, so I'm just going to give it an appropriate title called Student Names. So that's challenge number 7. Best of luck.